Poilievre obliterates Carney's campaign, calling him a political grifter. CBC can't save him. As the Canadian election campaign heats up, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has launched a fierce attack on his main opponent, Liberal leader Mark Carney, labeling him a political grifter. This assertion has become a central theme in Poilievre's campaign strategy as he seeks to undermine Carney's credibility and appeal to voters who are increasingly skeptical of traditional political figures. The rhetoric surrounding this election has grown increasingly charged, with implications that could affect voter turnout and sentiment nationwide. Poilievre's approach is characterized by aggressive rhetoric aimed at portraying Carney as out of touch with the realities faced by everyday Canadians. He has criticized Carney's background in finance, suggesting that his experience in the private sector does not translate into effective political leadership. By branding Carney as a political grifter, Poilievre aims to evoke a sense of distrust among voters, positioning himself as the candidate who genuinely understands their struggles and concerns. This tactic resonates particularly well with Canadians who have felt the sting of rising living costs and economic uncertainties, making Poilievre's message all the more enticing. The campaign has seen Poilievre making personal digs at Carney, including remarks about his appearance and past affiliations with investment funds. For instance, Poilievre has mocked Carney's banker's haircut and questioned his commitment to Canadian values, suggesting that his financial background makes him more aligned with corporate interests than with the needs of the average citizen. This tactic of personal attack is designed to create a narrative that Carney is not only untrustworthy but also disconnected from the electorate's needs. By focusing on Carney's past, Poilievre aims to paint a picture of a candidate who prioritizes profits over people, further solidifying his own position as the champion of the working class. In response to Poilievre's criticisms, Carney has defended his record and experience, emphasizing his leadership during significant economic challenges, such as the 2008 financial crisis. He argues that his background equips him with the necessary skills to navigate Canada's current economic landscape. Carney has also sought to counter Poilievre's narrative by highlighting his commitment to addressing issues that matter to Canadians, such as healthcare and social equity. His campaign promotes the idea of a more inclusive society, one where economic prosperity does not come at the expense of marginalized communities. The media landscape plays a crucial role in shaping public perception during the campaign. Poilievre's attacks have garnered significant coverage, with outlets like CBC reporting on the escalating tensions between the two leaders. However, Carney's supporters argue that the media's portrayal of the campaign has been biased, suggesting that CBC and other outlets are unable to provide a fair representation of Carney's platform and vision for Canada. This perception of media bias adds another layer of complexity to the campaign, as both sides vie for favorable coverage. The narrative spun by the media can significantly influence voter sentiment, and the ongoing tussle for media attention highlights the importance of public relations in modern politics. As the election approaches, voter sentiment is increasingly polarized. Many Canadians are frustrated with the political status quo and are looking for a leader who can offer genuine solutions to pressing issues. Poilievre's aggressive campaign style resonates with those who feel disillusioned by traditional politicians, especially in a climate where trust in government is waning. His relentless focus on Carney's perceived failings appeals to individuals who are weary of political elites and their promises. Meanwhile, Carney's supporters argue that his experience and vision are essential for navigating the challenges ahead, emphasizing the need for a leader who understands complex economic systems. The divergence in voter sentiment is reflected in recent polling data, which shows fluctuating support for both candidates. In some regions, Carney maintains a lead, particularly among urban voters who prioritize progressive policies. However, Poilievre's messaging has galvanized support in rural areas and among those facing economic hardships. His ability to connect with voters through relatable messaging about everyday struggles is a critical factor in his campaign's momentum. As Canadians head to the polls, the question remains whether Poilievre's strategy will resonate deeply enough to sway undecided voters. Debates are a critical component of the electoral process, providing candidates with a platform to articulate their visions and respond to criticisms. As the campaign progresses, upcoming debates will be pivotal in shaping voter perceptions. Poilievre's confrontational style may play well in a debate setting, allowing him to further challenge Carney's credibility. Conversely, Carney will need to effectively communicate his policies and counter Poilievre's narrative to maintain support among undecided voters. The debates could serve as a turning point, either solidifying Poilievre's attacks or allowing Carney to reclaim some narrative control. Moreover, the role of grassroots movements cannot be underestimated during this election cycle. Both parties are leveraging social media to mobilize supporters and disseminate their messages quickly. Poilievre's campaign has effectively utilized platforms like Twitter and Instagram to amplify his attacks on Carney, creating viral moments that resonate with voters. Carney's team, however, is focusing on more traditional campaigning methods, including town halls and community engagement, which aim to foster a sense of connection with constituents. The effectiveness of these strategies will be tested as Canadians increasingly turn to digital platforms for information. As Canadians prepare to head to the polls, the stakes are higher than ever. The outcome of this election will hinge not only on how effectively each candidate can connect with voters, but also on the narratives they create around their opponents. Poilievre's branding of Carney as a political grifter may have lasting implications for Carney's campaign, making it essential for him to counter these claims and present a compelling vision for Canada's future. The narrative surrounding trust and integrity in politics is not merely a campaign talking point. It is a critical issue that resonates with a populace yearning for change. In this charged political environment, where every statement and social media post can have far-reaching consequences, the strategies employed by both candidates will be scrutinized closely. Voter engagement is paramount, and both parties must ensure that their bases are mobilized while also appealing to undecided voters. As the election day approaches, the evolving dynamics of the campaign will likely keep Canadians on edge, with the potential for unexpected developments that could change the course of the race at any moment. The battle between Poilievre and Carney is shaping up to be one of the most contentious in recent Canadian political history. With Poilievre's aggressive tactics and Carney's attempts to defend his record, the campaign is marked by personal attacks and a struggle for public trust. As Canadians consider their choices, the outcome will not only determine the future of Carney and the Liberal Party, but will also set the course for Canada as it navigates complex economic and social challenges. The narrative that emerges from this election will likely influence Canadian politics for years to come, making it a momentous time in the nation's democratic journey.